Get ready for some truly shocking moments from around the world. Our planet is vast and diverse, covering 169.9 million square miles, and almost every mile of it is home to something extraordinary. And thanks to technology, we are now able to capture and share these extraordinary moments with the world, from a near-death experience in an elevator to hundreds of birds falling from the sky. These incidents are sure to leave you stunned. Join us as we explore 15 moments, if not caught on camera, no one would have believed. Number 15, boulder almost hits woman in home. You won't believe what just happened in Honolulu, Hawaii. Footage captures the moment a massive boulder crashes into a home and nearly crushes a woman walking inside. This incident has left everyone in shock, including the homeowners. The woman, Caroline Sasaki, was just minding her own business walking down the hallway of her hillside home when suddenly the 5 feet high and wide boulder crashes through the wall, leaving a trail of destruction. The video shows how Caroline was just seconds away from being hit by the boulder. She recalls hearing a loud boom and quickly backing up, but she didn't realize just how close she was to being crushed. Caroline and other homeowners in the neighborhood believe the nearby excavation work at a planned development is just the cause of the boulder falling, but the development owner, Bing-Ning Lee, denies any responsibility. Thankfully, no one inside the home was injured, although a car was damaged. Can you imagine just moving into your newly built home for only a week and then having a boulder crash into it? Talk about a scary welcome. Caroline says she hasn't watched the video, but she was told that if she had taken one more step, she probably wouldn't be here today. This incident has left everyone in the neighborhood stunned, as no rocks have ever come down during heavy rain or hurricane warnings in the past. But this time, it seems like the boulder hit one of the cables that was supposed to stop it and snapped, which took a lot of energy away and prevented more damage. Number 14, elevator closes and almost kills man. If you thought the Final Destination 2 elevator scene was enough to make you forego elevators forever, you ain't seen nothing yet. This video will take your fear to a whole new level. It shows a man walking out of an elevator only to have the doors close in on him in a split second. With the lift simultaneously moving downwards, the man is forced to move backwards to avoid being chopped in half in a truly harrowing and terrifying moment. This close call is enough to make anyone's heart skip a beat, but it's made all the more frightening by the fact that it happened in real life. The incident occurred in an apartment building in Krasnodar, Russia, where residents had been complaining about the elevator shaking for weeks before the terrifying event. Despite being repaired by the superintendent, it's clear that the elevator was not in working order, and while the cause of the malfunction is still unknown, there were reports of a loud roar, smoke, and even a fire alarm following the close call. Some people believe that the man was lucky to have escaped with his life because he was looking at his phone and not aware of his surroundings. It's a sobering reminder that we should always be mindful of our surroundings, especially when using public transportation. We may never know exactly what happened in that elevator, but one thing is for sure, this video will definitely make you think twice before using an elevator. Number 13, Coast Guard rescues thief from rogue wave. Coast Guard rescues who he thinks is a mariner but turns out to be a Canadian man who stole the boat from Astoria after he left a giant dead fish on the porch of the house featured in the cult classic The Goonies. This bizarre news story will have you scratching your head and laughing at the same time. We've got a man, a dead fish, and a stolen yacht all in one epic tale. Let's dive into the world of Jericho Labonte, the 35-year-old from Victoria, British Columbia, who's wanted for harassment, mischief, and failure to comply charges. And that's not even the half of it. This guy also went viral for leaving a dead fish at the famous Goonies house in Oregon, which would have been just a weird but harmless prank if it weren't for the fact that he covered over the security cameras first. And if you thought this story couldn't get any more wild, wait till you hear what happened next. Labonte decided to take a joyride on a stolen yacht near the Columbia River, which is known as the graveyard of the Pacific for its rough and dangerous waters. But little did he know he was in for a major wave of trouble for a huge wave that slammed into the yacht, throwing him overboard. Thankfully, a brave and skilled Coast Guard rescue swimmer was on the case, swooping in to save the day. Petty Officer First Class Branch Walton bravely reached Labonte and pulled him to safety before being flown to the Coast Guard base Astoria for medical treatment. Talk about a nail-biting and heart-pumping rescue mission. This story has everything: drama, danger, laughter, and a touch of the bizarre. And if you thought that was exciting, wait until you see the next one. Number 12. Cars flying off of cliffs. No Alaskans were harmed in the making of this video. The tradition started in the early 2000s when someone hit a moose and needed to dispose of the wreck. The person behind this had a vivid imagination, and thus the annual car launch event was born.
How about two, my brother?
For Alaskans and those in and around Anchorage, July 4th is not just about watching fireworks or chowing down on hot dogs, but it's a time to gather at the Glacier View River Retreat to witness cars get launched off the cliff. The event is a mix of Evel Knievel and Demolition Derby, which makes it 100% awesome. The Glacier View 4th of July car launch is a hands-off event with 2 launch tracks in place. One track uses a railroad attached to the vehicle's steering arm, while the other ties the steering wheel straight with ratchet straps and opens the throttle. The cars are also painted with quirky paint jobs, making the event more entertaining to watch. Some of the 13 vehicles that got launched off the cliff were painted red, white, and blue with patriotic slogans, while others represented the community. The Glacier View 4th of July car launch started in 2005, and it began in an only in Alaska kind of way. In 2003, the organizer's wife hit a moose in their Volvo, and eventually he got tired of working on it. To dispose of the totaled car, he put a rock in the trunk and ran it off a cliff, and the rest is history.
My 6 favorites today.
Black, white, red, white, or blue. As long as they're banging on all cylinders and they make it over the bluff, that's all that matters.
The event has since evolved into an Independence Day event dedicated to what the organizer, Arnie Harnser, calls an F-Day. F-Day means freedom, faith, family, food, and fun, and it's a birthday party for the U.S. After the birthday party is over, the cars are loaded into 18-wheelers and taken to be recycled as a way to celebrate America and honor her natural beauty by keeping it clean. Number 11. Race car jumps over dog. This video was recorded by a bystander and showed the dog leisurely strolling on the dirt track. However, as the rally car approached the dog, it started to pick up the pace and trot a lot faster. Just as the car was about to run over the dog, a speed hump caused the car to jump and soar over the dog. The lucky pup continued on his walk without a scratch, much to the delight of the onlookers who cheered in the background. The dog was able to avoid a potentially fatal encounter with a rally car thanks to quick reflexes and the driver's mastery of course. This lucky dog is proof that sometimes good things happen to good pups. Although he couldn't play the lottery himself, if he could, he'd be one rich pup. Number 10. Lightning bolt strikes car, an entire town comes to the rescue. Cruising down the road on a cloudy day, a man's peaceful drive took an unexpected turn when lightning struck his vehicle. It was as if he was living the movie Back to the Future, where lightning sends Marty McFly back in time. But instead of time traveling, this driver had to pull over and assess the damage. But seriously, while lightning strikes are no laughing matter, the town's response to this incident is the real beauty of the community. The driver pulls over to assess the damage, and in no time, the entire town comes to offer a helping hand. It's a heartwarming reminder of the good in people. So what happened when lightning struck this moving car? Well, according to the National Weather Service, lightning can be quite damaging to vehicles even if it's supposed to protect those inside. Lightning can strike the antenna or roof line and then pass through the metal shell, tires, and electrical system, potentially destroying electronic components and leaving the car inoperable. And that's not all. The heat from the lightning strike can melt the antenna and cause a small explosion of sparks. In some cases, the lightning can find its way into the defrosting wires in the rear windows, causing them to shatter or even ignite a fire that could destroy the vehicle. But let's not get too caught up in the destruction. Instead, let's focus on the positive. This incident is a great example of how a town can come together in the face of adversity. It's a lesson that we can all learn from and a reminder that we're all in this together. Number 9, construction worker in Malaysia on dangerous scaffold on skyscraper. Hold on to your hard hats, folks, because we've got some crazy construction footage coming your way. Even watching this video is scary. A construction worker in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, was filmed performing death-defying acts as he balanced on scaffolding without any safety ropes. The man erected the scaffolding hundreds of feet in the air, all while his stunned co-worker watched in disbelief. The video, filmed on a mobile phone, shows the construction worker picking up scaffolding poles to form a bridge and then climbing up the frame to get to the next level. Despite the danger, the man continued to work on the scaffolding and even walked on the hazardous pole bridge. Another construction worker can also be seen balancing on the scaffolding without any safety ropes, affixing poles to the frame.
Ini lebih pandai lagi. Tidak tangan satu.
The workers are believed to be from Indonesia and have received criticism from social media users in Malaysia. Many have called for the construction site to be raided and for the workers to be reported. Well, at least he still had his helmet on. But in all seriousness, the construction workers in this video were putting their lives at risk by performing these dangerous acts without any safety equipment. But we have to remind everyone that safety should always come first on construction sites, and we hope that these workers receive proper training and equipment to protect them in their line of work. Isn't this incident totally heart-stopping? What do you think? Do tell us below in the comments.
It's a big job for dogs to turn with a paw, and
there's no hands on the steering.
No hands. And
Number 8, rescue dogs drive cars live on television. Dogs are indeed a part of many families, and their adorable nature is what makes them such a beloved companion to many people. However, what if dogs could start driving cars all by themselves? Imagine the sight of a dog behind a wheel, tail wagging as they navigate the roads. It would undoubtedly be one of the cutest things ever. Introducing you to 3 amazing dogs, Porter, Ginny, and Monty. These pooches are not your ordinary dogs. They have a unique talent that will surprise you. They've mastered the art of driving. And yes, you heard it right, driving. These dogs have captured the hearts of many with their exceptional driving skills and charming personalities. Porter, the golden retriever, is a gentle giant who loves to go for long drives. He has a calm and collected demeanor that makes him the perfect driver. His soft and furry coat makes him look even more adorable as he sits behind the wheel. Ginny, the dachshund, may be small in size, but don't let that fool you. She is a fierce and confident driver who loves to speed down the highways. Her long body and short legs make her the perfect fit for any car. Her love for adventure and thrill of driving has made her one of the most popular driving dogs. Last but not least, we have Monty the bulldog.
He's a bit of a clown, bit of a goofball. Yeah, he's great. You know, he likes to train, loves to learn.
He may not be the fastest or the most graceful driver, but he makes up for it with his determination and charm. Monty is a big softie and loves to cuddle with his owners. He has a strong personality, and his love for driving is evident every time he gets behind the wheel. Number 7, building a bed and flying on it. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a flying bed man. The Turkish paraglider Hasan Kaval has taken the world by storm with his latest stunt, a 15-minute nap on an airbed in the sky. He's been a paragliding instructor for 10 years and has combined his two passions, paragliding and being a couch potato, to create this incredible experience. This isn't Hasan's first time making headlines, as he has already gained popularity with his previous stunt, the flying sofa, where he sat on a sofa while flying and even ate junk food. He also had a backgammon party in the sky with another Turkish YouTuber where they played backgammon and enjoyed a cup of coffee while flying. The 29-year-old paraglider from Izmir, Turkey, took off from the coast of Uludeniz, southwest Turkey, with a height of 2,000 meters or 6,561 feet. Despite only spending 3 days preparing for the stunt and having no test flight, Hasan was bold enough to make the flying bedroom a reality. He even had a lamp, table, and alarm clock with him to complete the journey. Although some people have applauded Hasan for his creativity and fearlessness, others deemed it irresponsible and dangerous. He didn't even get permission from the local government to carry out the unusual stunt. Regardless of the opinions, there's no denying that the flying sofa to the backgammon party in the sky, he has certainly taken paragliding to new heights. So what do you think about this stunt? Do you think it's a funny experience, or is it dangerous and irresponsible? Share your opinions with us in the comment section. Number 6, falling flock of birds. The residential street in Cuauhtemoc, a city in the Mexican state of Chihuahua, some 216 miles away from Texas, was seemingly quiet when, in one fell swoop, a cloud of birds suddenly dropped from the sky. In an event that stunned locals, hundreds of yellow-headed blackbirds rained down, littering the pavement with their lifeless bodies. It was as if the sky had opened up and unleashed a cascade of feathers and beaks. As residents gathered to investigate the strange occurrence, they couldn't help but be struck by the sheer number of birds that had fallen. The scene was chaotic, with birds scattered everywhere and their yellow heads contrasting in the sun. People were stunned and couldn't believe their eyes as they witnessed this surreal event unfolded before them. As people around the world watched the footage and read about the incident, many couldn't help but speculate about what could have caused such a strange and sudden birdfall. Some thought that it could have been caused by a powerful storm or high winds, while others believed that it might have been the result of a mass poisoning. However, when ornithologists and avian experts were called in to examine the fallen birds, they were able to provide some scientific insight into the mysterious incident. Initial examinations revealed that the birds had high levels of carbon monoxide in their systems, leading some experts to suggest that they have been affected by a sudden shift in air pressure, causing them to lose consciousness and fall from the sky. But as the investigation continued, it became clear that the cause of the incident was still a mystery. Before we go on, like this video, smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. It's time for today's subscriber pick. This image, which you're seeing right now, was sent to us by one of our Indian subscribers. According to their story, they were exploring a forest in Odisha with some friends. While they were playing games at night, one of them was given a dare to walk and record the forest for 10 minutes alone. But he returned just 2 minutes later, shouting and running like a maniac, and this image was what he recorded. They all spent that night in fear and left the forest as soon as the sun started shining. What do you think of this image? Could it be a real ghost? Remember to comment down below with the hashtag subscriberpick and let us know what you think. Now, on to the next topic. Number 5, horse attacks crocodile. Have you ever seen an alligator being overpowered by another animal? Well, prepare to be amazed. a group of people at Paynes Prairie State Park in Micanopy, Florida were in for a treat as they witnessed a band of wild horses take on an alligator. The group of wild horses appeared to pick a fight with the alligator, and after bullying it out of the brush, one of the horses decided to stomp the gator, causing a tense few moments for the spectators who were just feet away. The wild horses provided the crowd with an amazing show of strength and unity, and the alligator should have asked the leader to hold his horses. As the fight continued, it was clear that the horse was not intimidated by the alligator and used its powerful kicks to defend itself. Despite the gator biting the horse as it tried to kick its head, neither animal appeared to be seriously injured after the fight. Horses are flight or fight animals, and when faced with a threatening situation, they prefer to run away from danger. However, if running is not an option, they will resort to biting, striking, rearing up, bucking, or kicking to protect themselves. The horse's kick is strong enough to kill most of the threats it faces, and in this case, the alligator was no match. At the end of the fight, the horse went back to grazing as if nothing had happened without even saying, "See you later, alligator." Number 4. Skeletal machines walking on beach. They walked, now they fly. Have you ever seen anything like this? Dutch artist Theo Jansen's strand beasts have evolved from simple wind-powered beach creatures to flying beasts. Jansen has been working on these magnificent objects for over 30 years, and every year they seem to get more and more incredible. With 12 generations under their belt, the strand beasts have become imposing structures several meters long that move around the beach on their own thanks to the wind and Jansen's creative use of PVC tubing and clever techniques. But these strand beasts are not just art objects. Jansen's ultimate goal is to create actual life in his creations and release them to live independently on the beach in large herds. While this may not be possible in the near future, Jansen's work over the years has been focused on making the creatures more self-sufficient. In addition to being a work of art, the strand beasts were first created as a solution to climate change. Jansen wrote about the dangers of sea level rise and how his creatures could help reinforce the dunes by churning up the beach and blowing sand into the dunes. The latest iteration, the Volantum, even has the ability to fly. Number 3, the most slippery street in Ukraine. Imagine walking on this street of Ukraine covered in a thick layer of ice. Every step is a challenge as the ground below your feet begins to shift and slide with each movement. This is the reality for many people in the country as heavy rain and sub-zero temperatures creates dangerous, slippery roads. One young boy found himself in this very situation. He needed to cross the road, but the ice made it nearly impossible to do so safely. He tried to take small steps, he even tried to crawl, but every time he put weight on his foot, he would slip and fall. After several attempts, he realized he couldn't make it across the road on his own. The slippery conditions were simply too dangerous. The reason behind the slippery roads is the heavy rain and cold temperatures. When water falls onto the ground, it quickly freezes and creates a layer of ice. This makes it extremely difficult to walk or drive on as the surface is not only slippery but also unpredictable. The dangers associated with slippery roads are numerous. For drivers, the risk of getting into a car accident is significantly increased as the icy roads make it difficult to control the vehicle. For pedestrians, the risk of slipping and falling is high, which can lead to serious injuries such as a broken bone or head trauma. Number 2, fish swimming despite massive bite on body. Say hello to the zombie of the sea. This half-eaten fish looks like a creature straight out of a horror movie, but it's still swimming in the water, defying all odds. It's mind-boggling how it's still alive despite its injuries. But did you know that marine creatures have an amazing capacity to heal wounds and survive in the challenging ocean environment? When injured, the fish secretes hormones that activate its immune system and promote healing. Furthermore, seawater acts as an anticoagulant. preventing blood from clotting, reducing the risk of infection, and allowing the wound to continue bleeding. Seawater also helps to regulate the fish's body temperature and fluid balance, which is why an injured fish can still swim despite its wounds. The ocean and its properties play a crucial role in the survival of these creatures.
Olha isso, gente. Meu Deus do céu, essa casa que eu achei aqui, cheia de escorpião. Me diz aí o que eu faço.
Number 1. Abandoned house infested with scorpions. What would it take for you to step into a house filled with thousands of scorpions? If you're an adventurous person with a fascination for these creepy, crawly creatures, then maybe you'd love to. But for most of us, the thought alone is enough to send shivers down our spines. A video recently surfaced of an abandoned house with walls covered in countless scorpions, giving everyone the creeps. It's unclear where the video was recorded, but some believe it was shot in Brazil, where the Titius cerulatus species of scorpion is native. The creepy creatures in this video are parthenogenic, meaning they can give birth without mating. This might explain why there are so many of them in the abandoned house. But how these scorpions survive without food sources in the abandoned house is a mystery. However, as National Geographic explains, their diet varies and helps them survive in harsh environments. They have an amazing ability to slow down their metabolism to as little as 1/3 the typical rate of arthropods. Out of the 2,000 species of scorpions, only 30 to 40 of them have venom strong enough to kill humans. So imagine walking into a room with walls covered in scorpions. With the potential danger they pose, most of us would probably run in the opposite direction. But for those who love to explore and discover, this abandoned house with its countless creepy, crawly creatures might just be a dream come true. Hey, thanks for watching our video, and we hope you enjoyed it.